What's going on, my beautiful black people? It's God Molecular, here to spread the religion of Mofadai, which is the religion of no religion, here to dismantle and disassemble all religion by the year 2034. I thank you guys for tuning in. I come as Amen, reincarnated this new age, that of the 226th dynasty, which stemmed from King Solomon, who held a descendant by the name of Haile Selassie I, who occupied that of the 225th dynasty. 3 salutes. Ready, go. And that is in tribute to Amen, as he was known as the Most High and the most logical being or deity at his time. I come as him reincarnated to usher in the new age of Aquarius, also known as the age of the 6, as we have transpired from the age of the Pisces, also known as the age of the 7. And that is as of August 21st, 2017, titled Day of the Great American Eclipse. I thank you guys for tuning in. I thank you guys for joining. What's going on, Randy Murray? What's going on, brother? Thank you for leaving a comment. How are you? Let me title this audio real quick. Just give me 1 second. I'm doing good, Randy. I'm doing good. Trying to stay afloat, my brother, just like you are, my brother or sister. I don't know if you're a male or female, but by the name, I'm assuming Randy is a male, so I'm doing good, my brother. So I titled this audio, A Superior Race and a New People, because a lot of us aren't conscious of what we are in our awakening, which is what's most imperative to this new age, because our awakening is going to sustain for the next 600 years. A lot of people may call it a cusp, but we are not in a cusp as you may think you are in, or as you may know a cusp to be. We are in the awakening, the new age of Aquarius. And I've come to prove that to my people, my beautiful black gods and goddesses, that you are a superior people, you are a superior race, and you have become a new people due to conditioning. And when I say conditioning, I mean the climate, your environment, your mentality, your spirituality, and actuality. This is what I mean. So, when we analyze ourselves and our understanding, as conscious, beautiful black people, we have to understand what we are as a beautiful black melanoid presence amongst the entire cosmos here on this earth, as the number one people in the entire cosmos, in any of all of universes to ever exist. We are responsible for the advancement of all of the macrocosm, the cosmos. Black people have to understand. I say black. A lot of people say we aren't black. We're Moors. We're Africans. We're Muslims. We aren't black. We have many names. We have many names. And if you have not realized by now that that itself is power, then you are far behind in your intelligence. And that's why brothers like myself is here to bring you up to speed with proof and understanding and knowledge and wisdom, along with charisma, because black people need confidence. We need courage to stand in our truth and to know what we are as a collective entity of people. And what we once were will return in this modern time, and we will advance all of humanity. And in that understanding, we have to know that we are a superior race of people. Now, a lot of my audios, I don't express this form of aggression. But when it comes to enhancing the understanding of my people, and when it comes to intellectually implying who they are in spirit, which is a people of aggression, consciousness, knowledge, and wisdom. This reflects in our prehistoric establishment as people. We are intelligent, and we are to move forward in that intelligence and stand on our truth, because if we do not stand for anything, we will fall for anything. If we do not stand on something, we will fall for anything. My beautiful black people. You have to understand that you are a dynamic people in today's time. Today's time, which is why it is imperative for you to understand the new age. Because that new age contributes to your liberation, your progression, your comprehension as a collective group of people, as a conglomeration amongst all of the superior understanding. White people are inferior to you. And this could be proven through biology, by the activity of the sun, simply because they cannot withstand and understand sunlight like you can. Your biological anatomy includes survival amongst no matter how extreme sunlight becomes. You have the biological anatomy to adapt in order to survive and sustain the rest of all of civilization and humanity. This is what you are as a people. So for all of you black people who have these white friends, these white counterparts, these white spouses, you are tainted in your understanding. You are fucking tainted in your understanding. And in your knowledge and knowledge of yourself, you have no guidance in your superiority. Because you are a superior person. It only takes, according to Dr. Francis Welsing, Francis Cress Welsing. And if you don't know who that is, I recommend that you research her. The black genome and the black blood has the ability to completely annihilate the white systematic genetic application in this reality. We have the ability. All it takes is one drop of black blood and we can annihilate a complete generation of white people. We have to understand the superior power of what we are as people. The superior power of what we are as a substance in the cosmos. We have to understand that. We cannot include white people in our progression. So therefore, we are to separate from white people. And this is why brothers like myself preach for black people to get to Antarctica. Because in that separation, we will have isolation of ourselves. And in that isolation, thus comes the advancement of all of humanity. And that is superior dominance amongst the cosmos. And everybody but yourself in the cosmos understand what you are as a people. As beautiful black melanoid people. People of melanin. The most dynamic, diabolical, superior, and intelligent substance in the entire cosmos. This is what you compose of as black people. These crackers haven't done shit worse than what you can do to yourself. Imagine a black man. Imagine a black man. Black women, imagine this. Imagine a black man that chops off his own dick and not flinch. Just to show these pussy ass crackers, these inferior white boys and white men, that I do not fear anything. And pain is nothing but an instance. Pain is nothing but a contributor to my supreme and superior consciousness. You go back in Africa, you study us. We use pain. A lot of people ask, what is the Kundalini? The Kundalini is applying pain to the point where you are on the verge of death, but do not die. The Kundalini is applying pain to the point where you are on the verge of death, but do not die. So once you become conscious of what happens once you get closest to death, once you become conscious of that, you educate, you come back to yourself and you educate those around you of your experience of encountering death. Black people are superior people. We are the primary understanding of all the survival of life. These crackers don't understand that. So therefore we have to teach them. In order for you to survive amongst the cosmos, we have to exist. You cannot completely annihilate us as you have attempted to do. But we still exist as a people. This is a superior perspective amongst all of critical thinking in the entire cosmos, because the cosmos is a critical thinker. And that is a sign of masculinity because it deals with logic. Logic is a category amongst the human male, which base the survival of all the biological application to this earth on defense and protection. This is what we are as a people. This is what we are as a collective group of people. You are a superior race as beautiful black people. And as a conscious people, those who indulge in the sage, the crystals, the knowledge, the prehistoric existence, the consciousness. Over time, over the ages, you have mixed and mastered yourself to come into a conscious conclusion that you are a different personnel. Therefore, you are a different race of people. You are a different race of people that has become what's known to be the Al Kebunaki. You have to understand what you are as a race of people, black people. My beautiful black gods and goddesses. You have to understand your supreme dynamics amongst humanity. Your application amongst the cosmos. A lot of people say black people have to do this to liberate themselves. We have to build our communities. We have to invest in our businesses. We have to create a bank, create schools, hospitals. But you have conscious brothers like myself who study ourselves as black people. And I've come to the understanding that we have done this before. We have done all of these things before that you can think of to liberate black people. We have created the schools, the militaries, the banks, the hospitals. We have produced the lawyers, the biochemists, the scientists, the astronomers. We have produced all of these things in our prehistoric existence. We have produced all of this shit. And yet we are still in the position of oppression, a massive oppression from our oppressor. And our oppressor seems to be winning. And that triumph in our reality is reflecting in the deconfidence of what and who we are as a people. We no longer have the confidence to overcome this oppression. We have become comfortable as black people. Now, I'm not going to sit here, even though I can break down the science. You know, I could tell you about the nucleotides, the Golgi apparatus, the signal sequences, the endoplasmic reticulum, the endothermic reticulums, the chromatins, the deoxyribonucleic acids, the amino acids, the carbohydrates, the dehydration synthesis. I can break all of these things down to your immediate consciousness scientifically. But I'm not going to speak of those things because we have a greater mission in our understanding. Meaning that all of these things are regurgitated. This is regurgitated knowledge amongst a superior people. We are a superior race. We've created everything that you can see around you. Simply because everything that you can see around you involves a shape. And that shape has a foundation. And in that foundation, it has an infrastructure to do a immediate duty, which is either to protect you and defend. When you go inside of your house, you're protected, right? When you look around your house, once you go inside of it, you see shapes, squares. Your window is a square. Your door is a square, a triangle. Your TV is a triangle. The cushions on your couch are squares. This is our application of reality. And we have to understand the in-depth knowledge of what we are that comes from us as people. We created science, mathematics, geometry, biology. We are the sheer creators of these things. Without that, there could be no civilization. You look at motherfuckers like Adolf Hitler. Before Adolf Hitler thought to think of a superior race, to create a flag, to create uniform, disciplined men. Before Adolf Hitler started this world war, he learned all of his tactics. Everything that he knew, he learned it from a black man. And you can research this. He learned it from a black fascist known as Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Marcus Garvey is the creator of this flag that you see in this audio, this picture, the red, black, and green. He learned this from a black man. You go throughout history, they learn from black intelligence. So this is what makes you superior. But what makes them inferior is that you have the entire cosmos in your corner as black people, and you have become so fucking ignorant. You have become so fucking ignorant in your understanding of the divine principalities, of all divine progression and comprehension, that you don't understand what the fuck 1111 means. You look at your clock, you see 1111. You do a certain type of mathematics, you see 1111. You have lost yourself so much as black people that you don't even know what these symbols mean. You go up to the Empire State Building, what shape is it in? You go up to any tall building in your city, what shape is it in? Can you relate that shape to a number? And can you trace the etymology of that number? The meaning of that number? And connect that to your understanding, your existence as a prehistoric dominant people. And this is what I mean, that you are a superior race. We are superior. Black people are superior. And we don't give a fuck about no cracker. Fuck Facebook. Fuck YouTube. Fuck all these crackers. What the fuck I look like wailing on Oprah? Saying shit about Oprah and Gayle King. When these two black goddesses are the same color as me. What the fuck do I look like saying anything negative about them? I don't give a fuck what the fuck they say about Kobe. What the fuck do I look like contributing to the negativity of their lives as a black melanoid person? I don't give a fuck how corrupt, how programmed I may believe that they are. They have the same fucking skin color as me. They are black, just like me. And I'll be damned if I sit here and condemn them for whatever action they decide to indulge in. No matter what action. And I will not do this because I simply understand that my lower self as a black person has been extracted from me. There is no lower self. So no matter what I do, it's supreme and divine and superior. My lower self has been extracted from me thousands and thousands of years ago by a mad scientist. And this extraction created another human that we know today as a white being, which originated from the Neanderthal and the Denisovan. We got to be conscious. Stay focused, black people. Stay fucking focused. Black people talking about other black people. You look into the conscious community. You have the Brother Polites, the Nature Boys, the Pharaohs, the Minister Farrakhan's, the Malachi Yorks, the Nuwapians. You have all these black motherfuckers who so-called want to uplift the consciousness of black people, but they're sitting here debating each other. They're not going after crackers like Kenneth Ham and Bill Nye. These scientists who are well-known, popular scientists. They're not going after these crackers. Hard body. They're not going after these crackers as hard as they are going after someone who has the same fucking skin color. as them. You see this black in this picture? What's in the middle? You see red on top, and what you see in the middle? You see black. And this is for you unconscious Moors. The Moorish nation, especially you American Moors, who want to sit here and say that we aren't Negroes, we aren't colored. None of you have answered to Marcus Mosiah Garvey, who came before your founder, Noble Drew Ali, who came before your founder, Elijah Muhammad, for you Nation of Islam brothers and sisters, who created this flag. Marcus Mosiah Garvey said that I am a black ass Negro, and this is my power. And thus the organization of the greatest black movement to ever exist, the UNIA, the Universal Negro Improvement Association. And he done all that under the name of a fucking Negro. You Moors, you so-called Moors. All of you Moors, American Moors who call yourself Moors, American Moors, you would not know who the fuck you are if it wasn't for Marcus Mosiah Garvey, who wasn't even of an Islamic faith. He didn't give a fuck about no Allah. Thus, this brother moved the greatest, this brother had the greatest movement in all of United States black world history, globally. This brother's biggest movement was in Cuba. Cuba to this day refused to acknowledge the banks of the world powers. You know, Fidel Castro, this brother's intelligent. This brother had dealings with Muammar Gaddafi. In Africa, this brother acknowledged Africa as being the motherland of all civilization. This is a Cuban. All of you Spanish motherfuckers who believe that y'all aren't black, y'all ain't got nothing to do with black, go research your motherfucking history. Know what the fuck you are. Know how deep melanin goes. You know? This shit is deep. Black people have always had power, no matter what name that we've decided to carry on. A Negro, a Moor, an African American. We have the power. We just have to wake up and understand our power. And this is what brothers like Marcus Mosiah Garvey taught. We have to wake up and understand what we are, have knowledge of ourselves. So that we can carry on the proper placement of the divine cosmos as a superior race, as gods and goddesses. Fuck kings and queens. I hate when black people call me a fucking king. Right? I hate to see another black woman or black man refer to a black woman as a queen. Right? And consider that to be an honorary. A place of notoriety, noticeability. By me calling you a queen, I'm placing you on a pedestal of respect. I hate that, you know? Because you are a god and goddess. Fuck a queen and king. We can create those at any given will. This was proven by King Mansa Musa. By God Mansa Musa. Not king. Forgive me, my ancestor. God Mansa Musa. Who created the sheer value of gold. This is why pyramids in Egypt still stand. This is why they haven't blown up any pyramids. You know? Because it's the most expensive real estate on this planet. A lot of people don't understand a lot of black people don't understand our superior placement amongst this earth. So damn right, black people are superior. A brother had the nerve to come to me and ask me, why do you believe black people are superior? Why do you not think that we're all equal, black and whites? I wanted to slap the shit out this fucking brother. I wanted to slap him and kick him in his fucking stomach. That's what the fuck I wanted to do. Because that's a stupid motherfucking question, considering our history, our contribution to civilization, our understanding of all of the divine cosmos and how we brought that understanding to others. Why do you consider us superior as black people? As this brother want to act like we did not create all of civilization. Everywhere that you see a specific shape is under our ownership. Anything that has a shape, your steering wheel, your cell phone, your computer screen, anything that has a shape, I don't want to get into specific detail, but anything that takes on the formation of any type of shape was discovered by us as black people. That is why the fuck we are superior. You got black intellectual people around here trying to put their kids in school, right? Make sure that they finish college, become book smart. Amongst a colonized civilization. You want your kid to become educated to contribute to a society that has oppressed you for hundreds of years. This society doesn't even give you the credibility that you deserve and the reparation that you deserve from your ancestral history. But you want your child to educationally and intelligently apply themselves to the upbringing of this society. That's fucking slavery. That's unintelligent. You know, you listen to all my other audios, I don't come off this aggressive, you know. I don't come off this aggressive. I come off as a very calm, metaphysical, conscious, spiritual understander who has a message to reveal to my people. But black people have to realize, before I can deliver any message, before anyone can give you any fucking message that pertains to your self-awareness and knowledge of who you are in this entire cosmos, you have to realize that you are a superior people. A lot of us put our crystals together. We make our altars. We flip our tarot cards and we wear our jewelries. And we see that this shit works in our reality. We do our voodoo, our hoodoo, voodoo. We do all of these spiritual applications and we see that they work. They fucking work. But we still have no knowledge of who and what we are as a people. I had somebody ask me the other day, why won't you debate young Pharaoh? You know, you got so much scientific understanding and knowledge. Debate young Pharaoh. Debate Brother Polite. Debate Nature Boy. Eligio Bishop. Why won't you debate these brothers, you know? And my answer will always be the same. What the fuck do I look like? Going against the understanding of someone who's my own color. Period. You are my own fucking color. The same exact color as me. So therefore, anything that you say or do cannot be incorrect, because your lower self, your utmost hate and destruction has been extracted from you and became a human being that we call today white people, the Neanderthal, the white individual in today's civilization. So what the fuck do I look like debating these brothers when there are white people that are out there programming and hypnotizing my beautiful black melanoid people, giving them all type of lies, disguised lies that seem so truthful? What the fuck do I look like debating these brothers, no matter if they're right, so-called right or wrong, when they're crackers, white boys, white men, white women, white people that are out here destroying the consciousness of my beautiful black guys and goddesses? What the fuck do I look like? To all you brothers, Mentellect, Nature Boy, Young Pharaoh, Brother Polite, anybody of the Nuwapian faith, Prince York, General Yohana of the Hebrew Israelite faith, Minister Louis Farrakhan, Brother Nuri of the Nation of Islam, any of you beautiful black gods who are taking black people beyond their intellectual understanding, no matter what you may teach, I encourage you brothers to keep doing it. Keep going, my brothers, because we have a mission for our people. We have an understanding to make our people aware consciously of what is going on the fuck around them. And that's what's most imperative to our future. And that is what's most imperative to the survival of us as melanoid beings, of a melanoid substance in this entire cosmos. People come to me, what do you think about Gayle King? What do you think about Oprah? What do you think about Shaq? These are black people that I know that their lower selves have been extracted from them. Meaning that if it comes down to it, I know that compassion is going to triumph over their hate. Because it's in their black, beautiful, black, godly genetics to do so. So what the fuck do I look like going against these brothers and sisters? No matter what they may talk, no matter what the media may release about them, I refuse to speak against my own kind. And that's because I understand that black people are a superior. We are superior. White people are inferior. And there are white people, surprisingly, There are the beautiful, conscious kings and queens that understand this. There are beautiful, conscious white people, white males and females, who understand this, that they are inferior to black people, that they are the second in command of the cosmos. There are white people who understand this, that black people are the superior. There are white people who accept that they are the inferior. There are white people who've done their history. You look at the Rachel Dolezals. You look at people of that nature who understand that black individuals are the superior and the most supreme and diabolical substance amongst this entire cosmos. So I have no other choice but to imitate them, because that is all I know as my human nature. My so-called, we're not going to call white people humans because they're not, and they have to understand that. My so-called human nature as a white melanoid people, as a white person, not melanoid, but as a white person, I have no originality. I have no foundation. Everything I understand and everything I know to be spiritual and unspiritual, conscious and subconscious, have come from the establishment of beautiful black melanoid personnel. There are white people that understand this. And this is what in the Bible described as pale horses. These are pale horses. You read the book of Revelation, all of you Bible thumpers, Hebrew Israelites. It talks about 20 elders, 20 elders and 4, right? And it speaks of these 4 as being beasts that sits in heaven. These beasts, these fucking beasts sit in heaven. You know what these beasts are? These are white people that know what and who they are as an inferior substance amongst the cosmos, and they accept that as being their truth, and they are willing to worship and hail the black individuals as being the superior dynamic substance with their melanoid presence amongst the entire cosmos. But you have these sick black gods and goddesses who wants to sit here and take up and defend these white people, which they do not ask you to do, amongst the black community, by saying that we are equal. These white people are the same as me, right? This is what these black brothers, these sick-minded black brothers and sisters, these fucking sick Negroes, this is what they say. There's no difference between a white person and me. There's no difference. They're sick because there are other white people who know the truth, who listen to them. And they say themselves as white people that this motherfucker is crazy. This motherfucker is sick. Because I know for a fact that black people are more superior. These are white people saying this, right? There's white people that understand this in today's time. Even in prehistoric times. You study individuals like Father Divine, who taught that he was God. I am God. I respect that brother. No matter what his perspective on equality was, I respect him because he taught that he was divine and he was God. And before he appeared before a judge, caught a case. This brother caught a case and had to go to court. And before he appeared before that judge, the judge mysteriously died, right? This brother understood a certain conscious truth no matter what he taught. No matter if he taught the Bible, no matter if he taught equality. Just like Bishop T.D. Jakes, he understood a certain truth that pertains to the superiority of black people. And he claimed that truth brother said that I did not want to do it to him. That was his response in the death of the person that was supposed to be his judge in his case, that was dealing with him but mysteriously died. This brother said, I did not want to do it to him, but I had to. That is power. No matter what you believe. Marcus Mosiah Garvey was an Orthodox Christian. He understood the most ancient form of Christianity, which resided in Ethiopia, which is never conquered or colonized. This is fact. This is proof. You can research this. This brother understood that power. When the Italians invaded Europe, right? And the emperor had to go off to Britain or Europe. Who do you think fought? Who do you think fought for Ethiopia, for the throne, to be secured for the emperor to return? Research that. You black Negroes aren't going to research this shit. You know? You aren't going to be able to connect the dots. Right? They're just going to call it freedom fighters. Freedom fighters fought for the emperor to come back on his throne. Right? Who do you think conducted that? It was the UNIA under Marcus Mosiah Garvey. These freedom fighters were UNIA members. If you don't have a certain level of common sense, you're not going to be able to detect that. UNIA members fought for the emperor to come back into his place, which he knew, and he instructed from a distance on how to defeat this European invasion. It's in his blood. You go back to Maconan I, his father, that led the military that was opposing Menelik I of Ethiopia. It's all history. We have to study this. Africa is nothing but a clock. A clock which serves as a hidden truth to your consciousness. You have to have the truth within your DNA in order for you to understand and be able to connect the dots, so that it can make a sense to your higher understanding. This is a fact. You can research these instances in history and be able to connect the dots, even down to Queen Charlotte of Mecklenburg, who was married to Prince Harry III. Prince Harry III had influence over George Washington. And this is why John Hanson was the first commander-in-chief of the 13 colonies. And this is why when you study the United States Constitution, you will see our ancestors all up and through that shit. All up and through it. The United States Constitution, this is why you so-called Moors consider this to be a sacred land of opportunity, of nationalism. You so-called Moors, because you can see our ancestral application to this United States Constitution, right? A lot of people bash this cracker, Donald Trump, right? You study Donald Trump, you look at his history. He was the only cracker to go against the Bush family. This cracker wear a red tie. He's known for a red tie and a red hat. You study the most influential cult that ever impacted America beyond the Lester Crowley, and you will see Bhagwan Rajneesh. The Rajneesh. The Rajneesh is why your president wears a red tie. The Rajneesh. Bhagwan Rajneesh. Study this cracker. Study this cracker, Donald Trump. We have to study. We have to be able to connect the dots upon our destiny in order to become a higher conscious. This cracker, Donald Trump, is opposing the Bush family because of his love for Hillary Clinton. He has a love for Hillary Clinton. The Bush family has been in power since the NSD Act of 1980, which gave George W. H. Bush power over all the United States of America through a bill, through the NSD, and made him the first king of the United States of America. Thus, when the Emperor Haile Selassie I died, he went and bought the throne of the emperor. This is why you can find the emperor's throne in the museum. This is the emperor of Ethiopia, the first emperor, the last king, the 225th dynasty of Ethiopia, which holds the eldest form of Christianity. And in that doctrine, they teach that Christian and man and Jesus is, and they teach that Jesus and God is man, is a man with 2 legs and 2 arms, a head. And you study brothers like Clarence 13X, which taught that Allah means arm, leg, arm, head. The founder of the nations of gods and earths, the founder of the 5 percenters, a Khalifa in Islam. This brother's a Khalifa in Islam. We have to be well-rounded and universal in our knowledge and understand that we are superior. We are all up and through this shit, what you call civilization, cracker. All you crackers that's listening to this goddamn audio, you crackers are underneath our goddamn feet. The last piece of goddamn dirt that's under the goddamn black man's feet, you crackers can't even motherfucking eat it. You crackers can't even goddamn swallow my goddamn spit. You pussy ass crackers. All of you fucked ass crackers. All of you unintelligent ass crackers. You are to hail us as the gods and goddesses that we fucking are. But in order for black people to carry themselves of this nature, we have to understand what we are. We have to study our history. We have to connect the dots. Look at the Moors, right? Came out of West Africa. An establishment that understood the Pangea before the continental drift. Sacred knowledge. Sacred knowledge. These individuals had sacred knowledge to the point where they was able to bring Europe out of the Dark Ages. They ruled Europe. Before there was Queen Elizabeth, King Louis III, and all these fucking Georges, and there was fucking the Moors. And this is why King George III this is why he married a black woman known as Queen Charlotte, who was a mulatto, half black, half white. But we all know that if you half and half, you a goddamn nigga. You a nigga. Because black genetics are dominant. Your skeletal rearrangement, this is why when you look at albinos, you can see in their features that they are niggas. They're black. Because it deals with the carbon skeleton, which goes down to the carbohydrates, which goes down to the macromolecule, which goes down to the carbon atom, which goes down to the activity of ions and electrons through covalent bonding. Is deep, is what I mean, my beautiful black gods and goddesses. This shit is deep, man. There's no cracker that could tell me about myself. There's no cracker I can see that's equal to me. You crackers are not equal to the smallest amount of black blood in my body. Nowhere near it. But we got these fucking coon ass Negroes, right? These so-called brothers and sisters who want to sit here and shout equality. White men and women are just like me. When these motherfuckers can't even withstand in sunlight. That's first thing. That's the first thing we should know. There's amongst a GMO human being, a genetically modified organism. You have the plant and then you have the weed. The weed looks like a plant. It acts like a plant. It does everything a plant does. But if it gets towards the plant, a true plant, it kills it. This is what this cracker is. You look in all of the animal kingdom, different type of fungi. These things are man-made. We've man-made animals. The black man and woman has done everything. We've created mountains. We've created rivers. We've created animals, plants. We've created humans. The only thing that we have not created is an ocean. And the reason why is because there was no need to. My beautiful black gods and goddesses. A lot of motherfuckers want to give the credibility of what we are to aliens. An extraterrestrial. Right? Some motherfucking alien came down here and taught me my motherfucking knowledge. That's how I was able to build a pyramid and all monuments. You know? You look at Göbekli Tepe. Right? Which they're saying are carbon dated older than the ancient pyramids, which is the most structured monument, or was the most structured monument amongst all of humanity. The Göbekli Tepe. Research it. It resides in Turkey. And this is at the time of the Pangea. They're saying that aliens are responsible for this monumental beauty. They're trying to give the credibility of what we are as people to fucking extraterrestrials, which none of us have seen. You got all these black individuals that say, oh, I've been abducted by aliens. I've seen an alien. Well, introduce that alien to me and make me a believer. Period. Period. If you cannot introduce this alien to me as if it was a friend of yours, then it's an enemy of mine. Period. You can't come to me and introduce this alien to me. You can't show this alien to me. I can't have a conversation to the alien that you've met, or with the alien that you've met. If I cannot have a conversation with this alien, you can't introduce me, then it is not real. And this is what the Bible means by when two comes together, God is in the midst. It takes two. There's no fucking extraterrestrials. There's no fucking aliens. Never existed. There's only great minds of beautiful black melanin through the endocannabinoid system and tetrahydrocannabinol. Weed, my beautiful black people. Weed was on a more superior and dynamic level than what we understand weed to be in now. Weed is what concentrated our understanding of divine cosmic comprehension. Weed. Smoking weed. You look at Dr. Sebi, this brother has cured AIDS, been the cure of AIDS, herpes, cancer since 1989. You look at some of his videos, you will catch him smoking weed. A supreme biologist, superior biologist, a master teacher from Africa. You would catch this brother smoking weed. That's because this brother knows a certain truth within the herbs. This is why when you look at this fucking flag that's in this audio, at the bottom of the black, what do you see? What do you see at the bottom of that black? You see green. Green. Marcus Mosiah Garvey came from the most smoking land on the goddamn planet, Jamaica. If you think this brother did not smoke weed, this brother was pretty much a Rastafarian. A Rasta man. He believed in Haile Selassie in the 225th dynasty, and holding Haile Selassie as the Lion of Judah. This brother smoked weed. And that is what gave him the consciousness to execute amongst all of the global humanity the most structured form of black civilization ever known in all of our history as the UNIA, the United Negro Improvement Association. And these crackers are scared to teach us about this brother. Imagine if they taught Marcus Garvey and all of his works to our children in school, you know. I remember being a child in school, and for some reason my teacher always taught me, you know, she was a white lady. She always taught me that the flag, the African flag, not Pan-African, the African flag, the actual continent of Africa, the African flag was red, black, and green. The same flag that you see in this audio. She said that that was the African flag. This is the flag of Africa. White lady. And now being conscious of who I am, I understand why she did not tell me in depth, of where that flag come from and why it was created and who created it. She never told me about Marcus Garvey. She never told me about the liberation. Marcus Garvey was pardoned by the President of the United States of America. His brother was in prison for 2.5 years and was pardoned. He was pardoned. He was not assassinated. They didn't kill him. They could not touch him. The Federal Bureau of Investigation could not touch the black unity that came together to protect this brother. Could not get near it. As a result, this brother was pardoned on an agreement that he will have to leave this country and go back to his country. A lot of us black people do not know this, so this is why the Moors sit here and try to tell you aren't black, you aren't a Negro. These so-called American Moors. But when you do the research, you'll see Noble Drew Ali, their prophet, the most honorable, black, beautiful black God, Noble Drew Ali. The most honorable prophet, Noble Drew Ali. He was taught by Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Marcus Garvey had the biggest movement on this planet when it comes to the liberation of black people. And any black conscious movement you can name of today that existed in a prehistoric time, the 60s, the 50s, the 30s, the 40s, he installed all the confidence in all of these black organized leaders. He created this flag. Red, black, and green. Red for the blood, black for who I am, and green for the land. This is why we are superior. So don't let these crackers try to tell you that we're equal. You know? I'm in the South, right? And we deal with a certain black man and woman. A black man and woman that wants to be included in this cracker's reality. So when it comes to speaking the truth, we lose confidence. Because we're dealing with a conditioned Negro that for some reason seems to defend this cracker. I wouldn't say for some reasons, because of conditioning and programming. In the South, those of you up north, y'all have realized a different reality. Y'all are dealing with a different cracker. A cracker that is more persuasive, so to speak. But us here in the fucking South, the bottom of the motherfucking map, our reality amongst our own people is earth-shattering. Our own people would consider us their enemy if we was to talk against this cracker. Our own people will exclude us, family members, close friends. They will exclude us, completely cut us off, exile us from their reality if we were to talk about this cracker. We're dealing with a sick Negro. They're sick. And what makes it so bad, there's crackers, white people, that understand this sickness because they understand that black people are the superior, and they've accepted that black people are the superior, and they've accepted that they are the devil in nature. I met them. I met white people who accept this, and those are the white people I respect. I have a respect for them. They are either a king or queen. They are pale horses. When you think of a horse is going to ride you to whatever destination you want to be. So this is how we are to look at these crackers, right? They even call themselves crackers. No shame. This is how we are to look at these crackers. They're the one that's going to let us ride them onto the destination of truth and understanding. These are white people. White people that worship the black man and woman. A lot of people get their pennies in the butts when I talk about Adolf Hitler and how I respect that cracker. You know, this cracker was burning Jews, cremating Jews in his camps. That was the biggest form of execution that he had. Was cremating women and children. He was throwing them in a furnace and cremating them. After they died, he cremated them. Why did he cremate them? If you studied the Germans, they considered the Germans at this time to be a very scientifically inclined people. They considered these Germans to have gotten their understanding of science from an extraterrestrial, aliens, right? When there was nothing but a cracker such as Adolf Hitler who understood a truth. This is why this cracker wore the swastika, which originated in Africa, Al-Kebulan. You can find the most ancient form of that sign in Africa, the swastika, which represents a 360 degree. You take 4 sevens, which are 65-degree angles, and you put them in a shape that will make the swastika. A circle. This cracker, Adolf Hitler, represented this. So this cracker understood a science that he presented to his believers and followers. And in that science, they understood that cremating white people, because of their lack of carbon, Their lack of a certain electron that ran a certain covalent shell, scientifically. You can research all these things, covalent bonds, atomic shells, how atoms bond. These crackers understood that by cremating other crackers, we are strengthening the ozone layer. Sending their carbon structures out into the universe through smoke. This is why you have to burn sage. You can't sit there and look at sage. You can't dip sage in the water. You have to burn it. Because that burning is going to manifest and attach itself to different atoms like hydrogen, methane. And it's going to coincide with your mentality, thus manifesting your reality. This cracker had to burn other crackers, cremate these crackers, in order for their carbon structure of what the cracker is made of. This is why white people were even created. Because their carbon structure is what strengthened the ozone layer. And ever since we stopped cremating these crackers to a high degree, the ozone layer had been depleting. And as a result, the isotopes down in Antarctica, this is why I always preach Antarctica, and the year, and I stated in the beginning of this audio, the year 2034 is our supreme year. You add up all the numbers in 2034, you will get the number 9, which means the number of birth, which stands for the 9 months in the womb. It's all a science of supreme mathematics, which was discovered by Clarence 13X. Divine mathematics have a meaning. So this is why I give a specific day, a specific date of the new age. I do not insult my people's intelligence and attempt to give them knowledge of the supreme and utmost divine consciousness without presenting to them the exact date, day, month, and year of a new age. Because if I give you any knowledge and cannot state the day, month, and year of the entering of a new age and the ending of an old one, then I am a false prophet. I am a frivolous teacher. I do not insult my own people's intelligence. Because I know spirituality deals with numbers. And the reason why it deals with numbers is because numbers do not lie. And when we're becoming conscious, we want to get to the truth. And dealing with things that do not lie and cannot lie is dealing with the truth. So this cracker cremated other crackers in order to strengthen the ozone layer. This is why he burned the Jews. After he sat them in the gas chambers and worked them to death, he cremated them. He burned them. He did not bury them or anything of this nature. He burned majority of these Jews. He killed over 2 million Jews. And 1.95 million, 1.95 thousand, was cremated. The rest were buried. But 1.95 thousand, 1,095,000 of these Jews were burned. Put them in the furnace. Because he understood the science. The Germans understood the science of what the Jew, the so-called Jew, not the real Jew, was. Or what they were themselves, because Germans were crackers. They understood what they were themselves. And they understood that we have to burn ourselves in order to strengthen the ozone layer. Because of that carbon atom. They try to blame global warming and ozone depletion on hairspray. They say hairspray is contributing to the depletion of the ozone. No, 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 no. It is because we have not been burning and cremating this carbon atom that sits within the Neanderthal, which is why the Neanderthal was created, which is why this cracker was created. Because our ancestors knew that there had to be a humanoid, so-called humanoid, that had to be cremated in order to strengthen our ozone layer. And since we have not been cremating them at massive rates, our ozone layer has weakened. But that itself has a reason to happen. And this is the emergence of the promised land. This is why Antarctica is going to be the most tropical place on the earth within the next 12 to 13 years. Yes, that's short. Not going to take 50, 60, 100 years. No. Within the next 12 to 13 years, Antarctica is going to become the most tropical place on this earth, thus throughout the entire universe, simply because of the isotope. The carbon isotope has become stable, so stable to the point where a dark hole has appeared so close to our solar system. This is all universal reaction. A new planet has appeared in our solar system, known as planet Eris. It all comes together, my beautiful black people. This is why we have to understand that we are a superior people. A superiority that's beyond our imagination. We have a superiority that's beyond our imagination. And that deals with our reality and who we are as a people. The science proves it. The sun proves it. Philosophy proves it. Biologically it's proven. Religiously, however you want to look at it, black people are superior. Fuck these crackers. A cracker don't even deserve for me to piss in their mouth. You don't deserve my biological traits through my piss, cracker. Because I am God, and you are just a king or queen. I rule your entire principality, your divine order, whatever you consider to be civility. I've created it and I structured it. The whole reason your castle is in a shape, the whole reason why you build a square wall is because of me, cracker. My ancestors, my prehistoric existence, cracker. This is why we can't let the words like nigga get under our skin. If a white person sit here and call you a nigga and you still get angry or get mad, you are unintelligent. If a white person looked me in my face and called me a nigga, I'm not going to get angry. I'm not going to get upset. Because it's just a fucking word, cracker. But my history shows why the sun itself favors me, cracker. And kills you, cracker. Period. You can call me a nigga all you want, cracker. But I bathed your understanding. I bathed your people. I taught your people education. The sheer language that you speak is English. That could be traced back through etymology to black individuals. Cracker. The word Negro comes from the word necro, which the Greeks referred to as people of death. They used the word necro. And they referred to black people by using that word as the people of death. This is why our ancestors buried themselves with their possessions. A lot of people talk about when you die, you can't take it with you. That's not according to the most ancient and most intelligent, biologically structured civilization to ever exist, the ancient Egyptians, because when they died, they took their possessions with them. And they was known as the people of death. They understood death. Black people, we understood death. We knew what death was through the carbon atom and the presence of potential. How potential could be transformed into kinetic, and how chemical, and how chemical could be transformed into kinetic. This is all what they call thermodynamics, which deal with cellular metabolism. This is why in your Bible it talks about metabolism, how Jesus fed the multitude with two breads and a loaf with two fish and a loaf of bread, fed thousands of people. That's a hint on metabolism. If you study on the microcosmic level, you will see that deals with energy, free energy, which reaches equilibrium. And thus you have individuals such as Prahlad Johnny, who does not eat, drink, shit, or piss at all. Hasn't ate, drunk, shit, or pissed anything for 60 years. You can research him. Prahlad space Jani. Research this melanoid brother. Hasn't ate, drunk, shit, or pissed anything for 60 years. This is the works of melanin. At one point in time, we did not have to eat anything but sheer air. Fuck sunlight. We could be stuck in the darkness, in the cold, and still sprout. If you took a seed, put it in some soil, and stuck it in the darkness, it will still sprout. Melanin has no weakness. A lot of people like to holler sunlight. We need sunlight, this sun. It don't matter if you stuck us in the darkness for centuries. History has shown that we've been in these positions prehistorically. If you stuck us in the darkness for centuries, because of the energy, the light, the potential that's inside of darkness, we will still thrive as a civilization. Thus, melanin has no weakness. You can take a plant and put it in complete coldness, cold temperature, and it will still sprout. You cannot stop information. You cannot stop melanin, darkness. You cannot stop the within. The most divine, irreducibly complex system in the entire cosmos is melanin, and it has been proven through the flagellum of all cells. The flagellum, the tail of a cell. You have to study these things, you know. The flagellum, which is why scientists such as Michael Behe took a direct, in-depth narrative and research on the flagellum. He named his book on divine science, which debunks Darwinism, which in Darwinism, evolution, and the understanding of natural selection and random mutation, it debunked Darwinism. He named this book The Black Box. This is the name of this book. You can research this. The Black Box. Not Pandora's box. No. The Black Box. Because he's like one of these crackers that I was talking about earlier, who've done the science and research and come to the conclusion and understanding, the divine understanding, that black people are superior. There's nothing we can do about that. The first being to ever exist had to have been black. The first structure had to have been built by black. The first understanding of civilization was comprehended by black. What we know as black. It's intelligence. That is what we are as people. And we have to stop knocking our own people. You know, this Gayle King and Oprah situation. Don't promote this shit. Because those two sisters are black. Give a fuck what they say. Take sorrow on their conditioning. They've been conditioned to understand what they understand. But you as a higher being should be able to interpret that conditioning and understand and love your black self, because they are you. Oprah is black. Gayle King is black, period. I have nothing negative or bad to say about myself. And I would not promote this. Look at brothers like Martin Luther King. This brother preached equality. The fuck do I look like? Even though he preached equality and being amongst men included amongst these crackers. What the fuck do I look like? Bashing and beating this brother down. Saying anything negative about this brother. This black brother. Black just like me. Look up in the sky. The only reason you can see these fucking stars is because of the black that's behind them. What the fuck do I look like? Insulting my own self, my own people. I want to indulge in this society, this media. I want to indulge in this oppression of my own self and my own people. Because I understand that my lower self has been extracted from me biologically by my ancestors through pseudogenetics. You can look all these things up. Research pseudogenetics. Through pseudogenetics, my lower self has been extracted from me and labeled a Neanderthal, thus became a white being. That is a GMO product to the earth, which is why this white being cannot withstand sunlight and survive natural sunlight. Black people have no lower self. I hate when black people say, it's my lower self this, my lower self. We have no lower self. Our lower selves was extracted from us and labeled and named today as what we know to be a white man or woman. That is our lower self. It's an actual manifested human being that we can see and look at directly in their eyes. That is your lower self. Anything black cannot have a lower self, period, unless it is a homosexual or a pedophile, because these are two forms of the adenine and the guanine inside the deoxyribonucleic acid that was manifested as a dominant genetic amongst the white being. Homosexuality and pedophilia is the nature of white people, the white man and woman. This is within their nature. It was never discovered on this planet until they was created. Homosexuality, which is man with man, not women and women. Because women cannot penetrate each other. They cannot feel each other all the way. But man and man is homosexuality. And pedophilia is their nature. This is their nature. It goes back to the plant and the weed. They may look like you. They may walk upright like you. They may have a neck, an arm, a head, a leg like you. A heart, a stomach like you. But it is not you. And it has a nature to destroy you. That is the plant and the weed. The weed has a nature to destroy the plant. You have to understand this in your superiority. And once you have a supreme understanding of what you are as a beautiful black being, thus you have become what's known today as a new race as the Al Kebunaki. You are the Al Kebunaki. I am an Al Kebunakian. This is where I got this truth. It's in my DNA as an Al Kebunakian. If you've been nodding your head the whole time of this audio and listening to this audio, you are a new race today, which deals with total solar eclipses, which deal with numerical sequences and synchronization, which deals with proven philosophy. You are this new race because of your consciousness, your higher consciousness, your beyond telepathy, telekinesis, thus making you a new race known as the Al Kebunaki. And this is what I have discovered. We are a new race of people known as the Al Kebunakians. This is what we are. And our original religion is the religion of no religion here on this planet. And that understanding is going to dismantle and disassemble all other religions here on this planet. This is why I stated this in the beginning of this audio. You go back to the beginning of this audio, you'll understand. You are an Al-Kebunakian. You are a Moor. You are a Negro. You are a Hebrew Israelite. You're beyond a god. You're beyond a goddess, which has a new name known as an Al-Kebunakian. This is what you are. And that deals with the Anunnaki and Al-Kebulan as the original land. This is what I have discovered, my beautiful black gods and goddesses, through all of my research and knowledge and understanding. I have discovered that us of a greater and higher understanding, those who are meant to get to Antarctica in order to sustain the times that are to come about, the new age, we have become a new race of people through Planet X or Planet Nibiru, which left our solar system in 2017 of August 21st, which is 6 days away from the death of the first and final emperor of Ethiopia, which is a land that was never conquered. It all ties in, my beautiful black people. We are known today as the Al-Kebunakians. That is what we are. You are an Al-Kebunakian. Learn that name. Understand that name. Take pride in that name, because it is a name in a new nation that is of no other in all of our prehistoric existence. This is the name and nation that our ancestors predicted that would reshape the entire cosmos amongst the swinging of the pendulum. This is what you are. You are an Al-Kebunakian. I am an Al-Kebunakian. Your children are Al-Kebunakians. This is what we are as people. And we have to spread a religion that's going to dismantle and disassemble all other religions. And by the year 2034, all other religions outside of our understanding is going to be completely dissolved. Found nowhere here on this planet. And we're going to record that. We're going to write it down through books, events. We're going to record it intelligently, just like our ancestors documented their knowledge with pyramids and sphinxes and nations and hieroglyphs and structures, monuments, different types of civilizations and culture. This is all documentation. We are going to document Mofadai, which is the religion of no religion, so that if any other religion ever sprouted on this planet, if religion started to even gain any type of momentum on this planet, our future selves, our children, their children, are going to be able to go directly to our documentation and learn how to dismantle and disassemble religion. They're going to learn how to dismantle and disassemble that religion that is starting to sprout on this planet through our teachings and understandings. This is Mofadai, the book of Mofadai. What I teach and what I understand and what I know to be the truth is Mofadai. M-O-F-A-D-Y, which is the first two letters of money, the first two letters of family, F-A. You have M-O, first two letters of money. The first two letters of family is F-A. And the first two letters of dynasty is D-Y. So you have M-O-F-A-D-Y, which is Mofadai. And this is the religion of no religions. But it's God molecular. Here to spread the religion of Mofadai, which is the religion of no religion. Here to dismantle and disassemble all religion by the year 2034. I thank you guys for tuning in. I come as Amen, reincarnated this new age, that of the 226th dynasty, which stemmed from King Solomon, who held a descendant by the name of Haile Selassie I, who occupied that of the 225th dynasty. 3 salutes. Ready? Go. And that is in tribute to Amen, as he was known as the most logical being or deity at his time. I come as him reincarnated to usher in the new age of Aquarius, also known as the age of the Six, as we have transpired from the age of the Pisces, also known as the age of the Seven, and that is as of August 21st, 2017, titled Day of the Great American Eclipse. But I thank you guys for tuning in. I thank you guys for joining. It's God Molecular. Peace.